Hey guys, what's up? It's Claryberry. I'm here today to bring to you a Divine Masculine reading. So we are going to just jump right in. This is a general reading. Take what resonates, stitch what doesn't. Personal readings, claryberry.com. Okay, jump right in here. Oh, got clairvoyance again. And I shuffled a lot, did a lot of pre-shuffling. I'm helping your spiritual sight to awaken fully so that you can clearly see heavenly love. We might have gotten this on our last DM reading. It's been recent. Okay, so spiritual sight absolutely needs to open, is opening. It's kind of the natural inclination of things, but we need to hone it. We need to set our sights on this and know that we are being helped and look for those signs. Look for those signs that help us to fully awaken, help us to clearly see heavenly love. Oh my gosh, guys, we just had this too. Confidence is key. New moon in Leo. New moon energy still propelling us forward, still pushing us forward. We've still got initiative. We've still got growth. Okay, we're making impressions now. We are creating our stories. Like who we are right now is what matters. Who we are right now matters so much. Cheetah. Get clear on your intention, stay focused, and move quickly to achieve your goal. Having a goal is half the battle. Getting clear on it is the second part. Third part, staying focused. It's kind of like our whole process here. This might be a law of attraction video here, because intention is always the first step. And the confidence, the amount of confidence that you have in your intention is just dependent on how right it is, how well of a job you have done in choosing your goal. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take some kind of general what's going on energy for the recent past here, and maybe very, very, very recent. Maybe it's kind of what's going on now as well, but we've been having, a long-standing Ten of Swords, long-standing stinking thinking. There's what can I call them to just make it the most sense? It's like black spots. This is like black spots in your energy, or it's just clogs in your energy to where you're not thinking fully correctly. The flow of energy in your mind isn't going to the right places, isn't helping you. It's working against you. Okay, that's why it hurts. That's why you're creating problems for yourself, and you may not even realize that. And again, it's a long-standing pattern because these two were in reverse. Okay, so this is more as like what we're coming towards and how we're dealing with it right now. Which of course it's natural to be a little bit confused. I'm getting that people are deliberately kind of distancing themselves, perhaps, from the news or from information, or obviously people, but there's definitely a lot of things that can kind of take up your time that are just mere distractions. That's all they are, and we are deliberately seeking out, that kind of entertainment. A lot of people just zoning out and doing the binge watching and just eating and, all of this stuff, overdoing things kind of energy. But we want to be our highest self. We don't want to just be that reptilian brain. We want to have the magic come out of our personalities and in our lives and how we feel about life, because that really is life for us, is how we feel things, how we can start to do things. Okay, so it's like, use your habits and your surroundings and your comforts right now. Make your shit as comfortable as possible. It's going to help your mind have, again, like your intention here. If your intention is to, do tarot, you want to make a nice little space for that. If your intention is to do yoga, you want to have the things, or like make that little area that's nice and clean up the floor, so you can go and do it. And just, it's like those little preparations to support your intention, maybe even just those first steps, but anything you can do to kind of move it along here, gonna be successful. Okay, and I'm really getting that Divine Masculine is absolutely geared towards his Divine Feminine. Like through all of the distractions right now and through all of that, the Divine Feminine, I think really Divine Masculine knows, and maybe Divine Feminine as well, really knows that throughout it all, it doesn't matter. Like they're at this point, I think that it's very straightforward here. Okay, so let's keep going with this and see kind of like, again, more of the now. Like, what's it? Yeah, now. We've been getting this a lot. Or Ace of Pentacles. Like, life is changing. Everyday life for everyone. There's no denying that. Been saying that for weeks now. Gosh, really. It's crazy how fast time goes when you're in a crisis. Okay? We have to focus on the right things. Again, to kind of avoid, like, it. You may have time to allow for some distractions. So like, it's like, yeah, okay, you may enjoy it, but don't allow it to really get in the way of the work that you could be doing, because we need to do the work. It's a blatant warning, here, coming again from divine masculine energy, because if divine masculine's focused and still we're not maybe quite where we want to be, it means there's underlying issues. The underlying issues, I'm having a feeling like it's something that you're not even thinking about. Stuff that like there are blockages here that you're not even thinking about. But as we move forward, it's going to keep on changing. It's not just, oh, everything's changed now. The issues that you're dealing with now, are not going to be the same issues that you're dealing with in the future. Like, things can change quickly. Stay open for opportunity. Okay? And try to see through, these kind of distractions. And especially if they're not really making you feel that great. Sometimes we have these distractions. It's like, well, I just did this because I was used to do this with, my ex-boyfriend or something. And it's like, now I don't really want to do that. Let's do something else, and be choosy again on how we spend our time. Okay. So again, starting here, wow, because we don't get this 10 of Pentacles very often on this deck. That's very special. This is very much, I don't know if you guys are getting, feeling this healing energy for sure. And again, there is to some extent healing in the distractions, because again, we can't be all about the news. But again, a lot of us feel comforted by the fact that we know stuff about it. So learning and growing, communicating, and just, this is like protecting, it's like protecting your home. Okay. It's being the best you, running on all cylinders. This is like going out for a run, keeping your lungs fresh, drinking, pineapple juice. Yellow things are good right now. If you have any cantaloupe, melon, peppers, yellow's coming through as very important. Okay. Orange juice, oranges, corn, even just low fat whole grains. This is a whole grain card. Our diet, oh gosh, you guys, this is crazy. The diet thing just came up and I didn't even realize it, but we had yams and whole grains. If that's all you have right now is potatoes and rice, I would be eating healthier right now, eating that. Try to kind of fortify your system a little bit, stay hydrated, do the basic things, not just, the hand washing, and the other things. And again, let this be a beginning, to a new lifestyle. Because there's so many negative things in the world. Why would we want our diet to contribute any more, to this? And that's where coronavirus started, is from eating animals. So we don't want to be eating animals, because a lot of these different diseases have popped up. H1N1, swine flu, pig flu, mad cow, etc. H1N1, which is coronavirus. A lot of this stuff is just common sense, staying home, doing what you're supposed to do, protecting yourself in every way. But that also means, from head to toe, that also means mentally, emotionally, and, with your actions and with your habits. But really what's coming through here is this mental side, We do have some emotionality, but again, I think it's natural, for us to be emotional. Our emotions might be kind of wrapped up in this situation. But I think it's a good time, to go in on the beliefs right now, because we have our Mercury is in Aquarius right now until, no, wait, 3:15. Did I write that down wrong? 4:15? No, on 3:15. End of Mercury. No, it's not in Aquarius. Mercury's still in Pisces. I'm sorry, guys. I've been looking at the wrong part here. Yeah, Mercury's in Pisces until April 10th. Okay? So I was getting Pisces energy the other day, and I was all off and thinking it was the sun. That's so funny. it doesn't even matter, because it's just it's just a feeling, it's just a zone, it's just a frequency. I don't, the words are escaping me here, but I want to look in closer at this, because we want to actually look at, kind of draw this into what is blocking this situation. We get a good idea of what is going on here. But as we come to our last card that's already out here, and again with the dill, we had all this yummy food, whole grains, yams, and dill. A little bit of whole grains, a little bit of spices goes a long way. Make some nice soup. Soup is going to be good. Keeping, the fresh air. Again, cleaning out the lungs any way that you can is going to be good. And healing yourself from the inside to the outside is going to fortify you in every single way. So again, it's not worth being distracted. If you really want to get somewhere, if you really want to, protect yourself and your family, get hops over here too. Maybe just have some relaxation time, and just keep things going good around the family, and just stay really even keel, like no stress, as little as possible. Possibly distract yourself with comedy right now, laughing. Again, any type of flirting and like love stuff that you can do with your person, and just loving on anybody, like not necessarily physically, but like mentally, just building people up, seeking around just people who might need you emotionally, and seeing how you can help in any way. And that is sometimes really beneficial, just to feel like you have some control. And the best thing, again, that we can do for ourselves is to get that shadow work done on these swords. Okay, we need to clear this shit out, especially in this time of need. And again, shadow work, effortless, and it'll give you so much confidence. It will help you be clear on your intention. It will help you stay focused every day. You use it as a lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle, right? Okay, this is our new, it's not just about the diet, literally, but it's about what we consume on a daily basis. And again, I'm getting people like watching, like this is again the energy and the example is somebody like watching these violent shows and then saying, well, I'm not even really enjoying this, but I've always done it. Why? I don't want to do this anymore, and I don't want to do it on repeat and watch the same one, like over and over and stuff like that, and just evolving and just being able to say, what, at a more subtle level, I'm feeling that this is not in tune with who I really am or what I really want to be doing right now. And that's kind of the key, is to kind of ask yourself, second guess yourself before you do anything, before you go to binge eat, or before you go to, binge watch, or, before you go to binge drink, or any of that type of stuff. You kind of want to ask yourself, like, is this really what my body wants? Is this really what my higher self wants? Okay? Being kind of more choosy and clear-headed is going to help you set sail. It's going to help you in the very near future. Okay, it's going to be helping you. It's going to help you process everything right now, and again, keep on just being tip top and keep things going. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, we did have these over here. No, let's go ahead. No, that's it. I'm back and forth. Okay, so I want to look at the blockages specifically here for divine masculine and divine feminine in twin flame union. What do we have for blockages? Two of swords popping out with two in reverse here. Okay, we got the devil in reverse and fortitude. Interesting. Lord of the gates of matter and daughter of the flaming sword. And then in the middle again, we have Lord of peace restored. So promising. Okay, so the blockages, obviously we are connected to things. We are so, and this is deep, you guys. This goes really deep. It's all of our lifestyle. People want to go through their lives and they don't want to think that they're doing anything wrong, but we're doing things that do not help us. They are wrong. They are wrong for us. For anybody else, for us, they hurt us. Again, the animal agriculture is popping up. Okay, the idea, that we need to take over the whole entire earth and just populate and just spread, and just build, and just exploit every single possible resource for our own gain and for our money. This is not okay. And this is the universe speaking back on that. This is the imbalance that type of action will create. That's what it is. It's karma. And we need to accept that, and we need to move on. That's a very deep kind of understanding of this whole thing. Again, there are spiritual repercussions that we cannot fathom in this world, in this 3D world. So, don't lose your faith in God over that. over this idea that we have free will so we can make things happen, and then we have to deal with the consequences. And that's the thing, we have to change the action if we don't want to deal with the consequences. So we have to release the chains. We have to say, oh, do I really need to do this every time? Do I really need to celebrate my holidays like that? Do I really need to work like this? Do I really need to, do anything the way that I've been doing it? No. Now I'm going to get my groceries delivered. Now I'm going to do this. Now our whole economy is going to be changed. We're going to move to the warehouse style of buying and selling, where you're just going to call, you're just going to have them deliver it or have it ready and you pick it up. You're not going to have to go into the store ever. It's just going to be warehouses everywhere. But that's kind of just an example of the way that things are changing so quickly, and the way that that we really need to be ready. We can't be dealing with these fallbacks. We can't be dealing with all of these swords. We have to deal with them so that we don't have to deal with them. Deal with them now, especially when a lot of us, honestly, in this kind of calm before the storm. Here in Missouri, we're behind. Our peak for Corona is not going to come until May 18th. I just found out today. So that's different than the United States, which the peak is supposed to come in the next couple of weeks, by mid-April or so. So still here, you have people, oh, well, I don't know anybody with Corona, blah, blah, blah. It's like people don't believe it until they see it. That's why it's called the show me state. And it's really weird. And anyway, let go. Be willing to let go. It's like people don't want to let go of their routines. They don't want to change. They don't want to let go. They don't want to learn something new. They don't want to do, they want their comfort zone. They want to cling to the thing. We can't do that. We can't do that in any way, shape, or form. We have to be completely open. And the best way to be open with yourself and do the dang shadow work, people. If nothing else, go to the Shadowless playlist and watch it and comment and let me know if you're doing it and let me know what you think. Please, 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 and thank you. I will be forever grateful. Okay. And let's see, by the way, I want to get my Facebook group up and going because I want to connect and I want a better place just so the comments are easier, I think. Let me think about that a little bit longer. What do you think? What is the best place to actually just connect? I think it might be Facebook. But anyway. Yeah. So this was our blockages, okay? So our Two of Swords, we have a big crossroads here, and it's kind of like we've been stuck in this for a while. We act like we don't know what to do, but then we do, and it's kind of almost like there's some lying to the self here. Divine Masculine's not being completely honest, possibly, just see-through with themselves. That's why they're not kind of being able to let something go and change something about themselves, maybe grow up a little bit in a way. Okay, maybe commit, to fully emotionally invest, sort of thing. Okay, but we do have in the soul, this is the fortitude over here. Okay, so if there's blockages, and there could be blockages, from the past here, but it's from within. The blockages are from within. It's just it's Divine Masculine's own thinking here, and lack of emotionality, to be quite honest. Their emotions are kind of tied up into it, and I don't want to say that it's shallow, because it's not itself, but the take on it might be a little bit because of something in the past. Something in the past is blocking it from getting to a deeper level. And our job is to figure out what that is. And so if we want Divine Masculine to do that, then Divine Feminine needs to go ahead and go within and be that leader and go within and figure out for herself. She has to go within. She has to keep on doing the shadow work, on the deepest parts of yourself, but also on the most shallow parts of yourself, on the inner and the outer, all of it. And we will change ourselves. And that, it's almost like you don't put the change first, the outward change first. You got to put the inner change first. That's just quite frankly. We got universe here too. Love it. The great one of the night of time. The great one of the night of time. Wow. Oh man. Okay. So yeah, this is just, there's the connection, there's a reason for everything. We don't know what it is. Holy crap. This card just like gave me the chills. It's just so much connection and everything that is. And this fortitude, knowing, again, it's kind of this idea of knowing that we're going to be okay. We got this. Prepare in any way, again, like that you can, and includes letting go of anything and just being completely honest and completely open with yourself and doing that shadow work, again, not just once, but on a daily basis, to figure out, you know, everything about yourself, what you want and why you're doing things, you know, because we have to train our brain, kind of, you know. It's like a wild animal. We have to train it to work for us and not against us. And you know, that's just kind of the mind. Sometimes, you know, things get away from us and we're only human. That's what we can do, you know. But we are strong and we are resilient. And this is a really interesting time, at least. So let's look at solutions, okay? All in reverse. Okay, so very, very, very important here. Something we're going to have to create in the future here. Okay. Okay. So again, we have our wands surrounding our pentacles here. This is saying our solution, you know, really is in what we do right now. It's in the choices that you make. Who, again, I talked about identity at the beginning of the video with Aries. Aries, our sun is in Aries. We're making an impression. We're making an impression on our own selves, making an impression on the universe. Shadows, again, how do we take pictures? By light, you know, capturing the light. So it's all about the action here, shining flame, what we're doing. Okay. It's just so important. I can't stress this enough to, you know, as we're home, create good habits. And it needs to be an overall, you know, like, what do you call that? I keep on thinking of minority, but that's not the right word. Like the minimalistic, like you just do a little bit, you know, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. You got to have a kind of like a schedule and a purpose, and you want to kind of narrow it down. Okay. People get excited. They're like, oh, I'm home. I can do whatever I want. I can do this again, go on the binge watching and all of this, like, yeehaw, you know, like, we're home, do whatever. Let's go to spring break and freaking party. Okay. Ridiculousness. Literally. Irresponsible. Dangerous. But anyway, emotionally, you know, we've come to a place, and we're coming to a place where we need to realize that how, you know, especially with our emotions, really going to push forward what's going to happen for us, you know. So again, being focused on the wrong things is going to lead you to the wrong place, you know. So there's this kind of like figuring out what is really catching your attention, figuring out what you really, you know, need to be doing right now to be the best leader. Honestly, it's kind of about being a leader here, and that can be within your family and without of your family. But it's like coming into that role from not understanding that about yourself at all. Okay, you like haven't awoken that part of yourself enough yet, possibly here. Okay, so think about that, and that goes within the relationship as well as out, you know. And again, the way that divine feminine will lead is by going within, because that's kind of her, I don't want to say it's her job, but it's her inclination, it's her strength. Okay, so it's like divine masculine needs divine feminine to guide him and to love him, forgive him, okay, and just be there, be that rock, you know, and keep flowing, you know, into this, basically this unknown, you know, this new stage that we don't know exactly what to expect. But we know what we're passionate about, and that's why we follow that. That's why we follow that passion, because it is divinely placed. If again, if you're careful, if you're choosy, if you do like the meditation and the shadow work and everything before you set that clear intention, then it's so much better, because the universe works with you to give you what you want. And it is the best thing for you. That's the beauty of it. Why would you want to do anything else? Why would you not want to spend a little Peasley amount of time watching some of these videos, figuring it out? So again, strongly recommended, go to the shadow work playlist and figure this stuff out and make it a part of your life. It needs to be, it's every day, it's effortless. It's just a way of thinking. You flip it around real fast and you're like, oh, and you either get humbled, or you see a way that you need to maybe change your actions, or you just have these ideas that come to you. Okay, but it's really important to watch those repetitive patterns, those repetitive thoughts, beliefs, expectations, those repetitive things that you do. Again, if you have areas in your home that give you negative thoughts, especially repetitively, make sure and change those or fix those and create something good. But again, I think there's this idea of kind of honing our interest down, honing our passion down to maybe some select things and highlighting those first, prioritizing those things first, as opposed to being so confused. It might not be life or death change here, but it's going to really help you. And again, we need to get busy on this work. This is our work. We got to take care of these things and think of it as like there's at least 10, But again, you can clear those up. You can clear those misconceptions up, about life and about, it's just having kind of, we get stuck into that sinking thinking and what it, it's all that hologram, what it asks within, so without. And so it's like, yeah, this is what we work on. We work on the inner work, because that's the only thing that really, will change who we are and what we choose to do. Haven't we heard a million times, we are our own worst enemy? When you look back in your life, is that not true? Like, usually kind of true. There's at least some truth to that. Okay, remember, the truth can be, this is why we do the shadow work, because there's more truths. There's people can have a truth in one moment. That's their truth. That's their truth in that moment. That's what they truthfully thought. And then there's another truth. There's your truth. There's my truth. There's the actual God's truth. You know what I mean? But we want to act in our truth. We want to follow this higher part of us to become that beautiful divine being. And it will be sexy and it will be fun. And we are being asked to be strong, to eat your vegetables, to eat your berries, to eat that good healthy food that makes you actually feel good when you eat it. We don't want to be the person walking around with KFC and Cheetos, right now. That's just, this is long term, staying healthy, staying focused, keeping up with the times type of change here. Okay, it's kind of fresh, getting that fresh energy on the ball, on top of it, and it's like you're loving yourself, you're taking care of your shit, you're getting your stuff together, you're feeling kind of confident in some areas. So let that bleed out. Let that share your shit. That's all I can say. And I love it. I see more people sharing their true, authentic selves all over the place. Even, not in the twin flame community, just in regular Facebook and life and stuff. And I think that's how, we need to deal with this situation. Okay. Establish strength. Okay. We're reaching the strength. We're getting that strength for ourselves. Divine masculine is becoming stronger in as much work as anybody is doing in this relationship. Again, you are one. So the fortitude, the letting go of the old patterns, and the creating the new ones. How do we let go of the old patterns? Again, you don't just change your behavior. You have to change from within first. You have to. That is what's going to change your life, change your behavior, change to this magic, to this excitement, to this energy, and back to the enthusiasm of life, and like getting through and having a purpose. Having a purpose is all, that'll keep us strong as well. But it's got to be a good one. We want to be in that alignment with the truth, with our truth. And again, that's why we want to make sure and get in this vibration, of the love of our higher powers. You know it. You've been there. I know you have. I know if you're here, and if not, again, meditate for a while, then do some just dancing, turn on some kind of tribal music or something, some like good megahertz type of energy, YouTube something or other. Just kind of allow yourself to flow around, get in the sunlight. We always talk about this. All the mood boosters. Go to mood boosters. Go to my Twin Flames Talks playlist and check out the mood boosters video. Anything you can do to raise that vibe right now. Again, protect yourself. Stay in that bubble. Don't be watching that nonsense that you don't. Your higher self doesn't really want you to watch, and don't be thinking about those thoughts that your higher self doesn't really want you. Because over time they will build up and they will create a combustion effect where, it's going to be really some return coming through on what you are doing. You know what I mean? Like even more, like what you do really matters right now is kind of what's coming through. Like you're gonna have a lot of change, a lot of action, and a lot of passion. You can have, this can be a magical time. There is a lot of passion coming through again, and it's been coming through. It's kind of like in spurts and waves, and it's almost like, do we deserve it? Do we deserve it at this time? And it's like, hell yeah, we do. And hell yeah, they do. Let go of the past. The past is non-existent. Be strong. Be strong in the relationship. Be that rock. Okay? So I gotta knock the door. Talk to you guys later. Bye.